I would love to introduce Darren Dielman, the chair of the board of directors of CSIA.
All right. It's great to be here in Baltimore. Great to see so many old friends, some new friends, and meeting many new faces last night at the welcome reception. I was one of those running this morning. We had a good turnout, beautiful morning, a little breezy for being picky here, but great time and great to see everyone here in Baltimore. And carry on, as Adrian said off the top, we're really excited about the program that we have here for you this week. We hope you make some great connections, learn some great information, and carry that forward back to your businesses. We changed things up a little bit, and we're starting out with this meeting, and I'll explain to that. But our agenda here for a little bit is we're going to have this update to membership. I'll officially call the meeting to order. I'll do a few updates. Adrian will come back up. We'll do some past updates. We'll recognize our contributors, and then we'll take a look forward. But before I touch on that, on Monday night before we have a board meeting at the start of this event every year. And we had a dinner of all the current board members in the past. Several of the past chairmen joined as well. And it was just very humbling to look around the table and see so many respected leaders in this industry, people that have been doing this for 30, 40, 50 plus years for some of them. And so as one of the board members, there are 7 of us, we're grateful to steward this great organization forward. We're grateful for the efforts of all of our volunteers to make this happen, as well as the staff and our association management firm, Kellen. So we're going to dive in. If you've been coming to the conference for a while, you're used to us having a town hall business meeting. Typically, we've had that in the middle of the second day. Typically, that's Thursday. We're changing that up this year. And then we decided to change that up, and then I became the chair, and then that was the opening of the conference. So it's like, okay, no pressure. Now we got to lead the whole thing off. But this will be the formal annual membership meeting of the association that it's required of us to have, driven by feedback that we got from conference attendees. Prior, we had the meeting in kind of the middle. It kind of broke things up. We wanted to be able to maximize conference time, so we're going to have the update on the front end, do it a little bit different. And then we're actually adding a virtual event later this year in Q4. That's where we'll have the opportunity for members to provide feedback. We used to do that in the town hall business meeting. Feedback from members is something that's very important to the board, important to the staff as well. And so you'll get that chance at that meeting. And that's also where nominees for the future board members will be shared as well. And something that you will likely see rolled out next year is when we get to the point of having to take a vote as an association, we'll be doing that via proxy forms in advance. So please, when that comes out in advance of the next conference, we'll have 2 new board members to vote on. Please be on the lookout for that and engage in that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to officially call to order the annual meeting of the CSIA as board chair. And one of the things, as we spend just a little bit of time here taking a step back, recently Adrian's brought a ton of a great perspective to the association coming in from the outside. But one of the things we've done recently as a board is Adrian's led us in starting with the mission of CSIA as the center of our topics. How do we make sure the things that we're focused on as a board is aligned to the mission of the association? Simply put, the mission of the CSIA is to help system integrators run better businesses. We certainly also want to advance the impact that system integrators can have in industry. We believe that will make our partners better, that will make our people better, that will help the industries that we serve be better. That's what we do. So our vision is clear. Our vision is forward-looking. I don't need to read through this, but we want the CSIA and the members of CSIA to lead the industries from a technology standpoint, from a deployment standpoint, et cetera. And then our value statement, this is where our efforts as a board, as an association, is really focused on the value that we can provide to the membership. The CSIA helps system integrators improve their business skills and provides a forum to share industry expertise and promoting the industry, and that's what we're doing all here this week. This guides what we do as a board and as a staff. So we've been wrestling with a lot over this last year, especially through this year of transition. How do we expand the value proposition of CSIA? And really, we put this on the screen here. The priority is really to expand the reach of the membership. We want to get to more system integration companies. And there's system integration companies, as many of you know, look a lot different today than maybe what they did 20, 30 years ago. There are system integrators that are still very small. There are many that are a part of large conglomerate organizations. I personally believe there's a value proposition where CSIA can fit any and all types of those businesses. We need to reach them while ensuring that the CSIA membership benefits are clear and valuable to those members. So with this, I want to share a few of the strategic priorities that the board and the staff are focused on this next year. We typically operate off this cycle from conference to conference. That's almost like our fiscal year, if you will, even though we do the financials by the calendar year. Our focus as a board and staff is really on membership growth, retention, and experience. Okay, so that's pretty high level, that's pretty simple, but at the same time, we want to make sure that that is what all of our efforts are pointing towards. So we are actively looking to add a membership director role for recruiting and retaining new members. And we've been in the process of this, but we'll continue to do this. This new role will help us with that, take a step back to really understand what are the clear priorities of all of you as members. So we need to research, we need to understand, and then make sure our programs and the things we're offering align well with the needs of the members, and not just assume what the board thinks or the staff thinks is what's best. We want to hear from you. We're going to streamline the member journey to highlight value, ease of access to benefits, and strengthen alignment, and then also align our messaging within the CSIA and outside the CSIA. And then the last point here, explore global expansion. CSIA, many believe, is think about it maybe as a North America organization, but we've got a lot of great things going on in Latin America. We got an update on that yesterday as a board. We have many international members. We obviously want to look to increase and expand that, and there's certain different strategies that we will need to look at to do that. So what's that look like? Strategies and action. So what's that mean in practice? Again, I mentioned this, we'll be adding additional staff this year. At least one person focused on membership retention. We're looking to expand our committee participation opportunities. Many of you have potentially participated in a committee. We're also looking to expand our special interest group collaboration opportunities. Outreach. So we have a lot of members, right? So give us time and give us patience. And if there's anything that you want the board to hear, the staff to hear, please reach out. Grab any one of us here while you're here or in follow-up. But we're going to be intentionally reaching out to more members. The board was involved specifically with the renewal cycle this go around, trying to help hear and understand from members that were considering renewal. And we went through a really positive renewal cycle this year, and we will continue to engage that. And then coming out of that, realign communication to CSIA and potentially the industry at large, the wider industries, whether that's our partner network or other things that are going on there. And then continued exploration and expansion of membership benefits. So perhaps that's programs, perhaps that's more committees and special interest groups, perhaps it's other benefit programs like our insurance program or legal program, stuff like that. We'll make sure that it aligns with what the members want. This last year has been quite a bit of year of change for CSIA. If you were in San Diego last year with me and the others, we announced the transition. Jose Rivera was CEO of CSIA for over 10 years, led the association well through many challenging times, certainly with the pandemic and such. He moved on and passed the torch to Adrian. And it's been a really good year. I credit to Adrian. We've really appreciated her efforts, her work. She's been a great fit for the association. We're grateful for all her work, and we're looking to build off the legacy that Jose and everyone was building before that. So great first year to Adrian. Thank you to you, and we're excited for the year ahead. And then before I turn this back over to Adrian, I wanted to just thank the community, specifically the system integrators and our partners. On a personal note, so this picture actually, who was there? This was 2017 in Fort Lauderdale. Anybody was at 2017 in Fort Lauderdale? All right, there's some hands going up. So this was my first conference. That was the first time I went. Ironically, the 5K that morning, we ran on the sand, that was not a good idea. Let's never do that again. So no more sand runs. But anyway, so we survived that and we took this picture, but why I think that's important is many of you, maybe this is your first conference, maybe this is your 30th and you've been doing this from the very beginning. I think CSIA for me professionally, certainly, personally, having met a lot of great friends now, has had a big impact on me and our organization that's had a lot of growth. Interstates is a system integrator that I'm with. We've had a lot of growth, and CSIA has been with us along the way. And so we're grateful for that, and I'm appreciative to the CSIA community. So if this is your first time, lean in. There's an old saying around here, you give one idea, you get 10 in return. I heard many of those things starting out last night as well. So lean in, engage, and hopefully you're standing up here maybe in 10 years talking about your history with CSIA. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Adrian.
Thank you. Thank you much. Now I know how to do that. Thank you. All right. So thank you, Darren. Thank you for a lovely update. And also, I think, you touched on a lot of things I think you're going to hear throughout the week. Gratitude for where we came from and excitement for where we're going. And I think that we are here because we're kind of standing on the shoulders of giants. And so to the founding members that are here, many thanks. To the new people that are here, many thanks. This community is vibrant because of what you all contribute to it. So in my work in associations, I think it's incredibly important. An association is your association. It's not my association. It's not anyone else's who helps, shepherd it. It's the members' association. And so it's incredibly important to me for you to understand what we've been doing, acknowledge the work that has been done, and also give you a preview of where we're going. So what we're going to do now is talk about the past term, as Darren had said, is what we've done over the past year to get to this point. So between June 5th and today, CSIA has gained 41 new members. Anyone here that has joined since June 5th? Yay, welcome, welcome. I think there's more than just those that have raised their hands, so don't be shy. 8 members have become new certified members during this time. We're very excited about that. So big round of applause for them as well. We have given 12 educational webinars over the course of the year. Thank you to those who have delivered them and have sponsored those. We have gained, I really wanted one more for 550, like the 49 bothers me, but 549 member participants have gathered over 8 special interest groups events. These, the special interest groups are special events where an integrator or member will talk on a specific topic, and then you get the opportunity to discuss that topic in small breakouts, meet new people, learn new things, learn from each other. So these have gone swimmingly. We're very excited about them. We had almost 550 people go to them. We held our 2025 virtual keynote. I don't think Alex is here yet, but he delivered the economic keynote at last year's CSIA conference. He actually graciously came back and offered that in the fall as well, virtually. And we delivered a few in-person member events. We had a partner member meeting in September in Chicago. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later for the one we're going to hold in Chicago this year, and strongly encourage you to check that out. And we also held a gathering of integrators in Monterrey, Mexico, under the title Building Bridges, Integrators in CSIA. So on the road, I've got my notes here. We have done a lot of activities in order to both meet integrators, meet new prospective members, and then promote the benefits of CSIA membership to industry so that they understand. We know that by making the choice to become a CSIA member, you're investing in best practices, you're investing in a community, you're making the right contacts, and that it helps elevate you as a system integrator. And we have heard that from industry as well. So we're out there promoting that so that we can promote the association for that. So I want to kind of counterclockwise Lisa Richter was at Manufacturing and Automation, but she did not want to get in the picture. So she took the picture of me sitting there. Thank you to Siemens for inviting us to that. In the middle was the event that we held in Monterey. We also held an automation update in the upper right-hand corner that was sponsored by Beckhoff in Mexico City. I was invited to Gray Day for Gray Logics in Brazil on the lower right-hand corner. We participated in an automation fair at Rockwell Automation Fair in the middle with a booth to drive awareness of CSIA. And then I was pleased to accept an invitation from Aviva on their Unlocking Success in the IIoT panel, IIoT era panel. So we've been getting out, talking about CSA. Also, Julie Geyer with TMG has done a fantastic job of curating opportunities for our members to get your success stories out to the media. We've had 62 trade placements since June 2025, over 32 media opportunities, and a whole range of publications in which you as members have been published through opportunities that have sent out through our open forum. If you're not getting those, sign up for the open forum and you'll hear about them. We've also been on the air talking. I want to thank Siemens for opportunity to talk with them in Brazil. Gary and Stephanie, are you here? Control Alt Manufacturing. They work here. They're doing interviews here, broadcasting live from CSA this week. They had me on to talk about all of you guys and the great work that you do. Holden Advisors, Brian Doyle, do I see you here? I know you're here. They had on to talk about the difference that CSIA makes to its members, and then also Tom Wilk with, Tom Wilk had me on for the Great Questions podcast. But most important, talking industrial automation, I want to give a shout out to Lisa Richter. You have had a couple smiley pictures of you that you haven't seen yet that I grabbed on screen capture. She's done a great job of interviewing all of you to bring your stories out there. And we have had 12 podcast episodes, over 15,000 downloads of that. So if you're interested in getting involved, talk to Lisa because she definitely wants to talk to you. I also want to thank the members who have welcomed me into their facilities over the past year. I've met with 15 of you. Actemium, Advanced Engineering, APCO, ATI Systems, Automation NTH, Access Engineering, CEC Controls Company, Enterprise Automation, EOSIS, George T. Hall Company, Core Systems, Matrix Technologies, Motion Control Corporation, Patty Engineering, SPI Automation, and then because they're right down the road from me, I met with Dynex in Ann Arbor, one of our partner members. One of the key things about these meetings is I've just learned so much from you. It's so important for us as a staff to understand how your facilities run, the range of different things that are important to you, so that we can adapt what the membership offer is. So I'm very grateful to those of you who have welcomed me in to have those conversations, and look forward to talking with more of you over the next year. So CSIA's work and the work that we do would not get anywhere if we didn't have vibrant member volunteers. And I wanted to put a quote here from Becca that's on our website. CSIA has been completely life-changing for me. I've grown as a professional and a person by learning and contributing. The key was jumping in with both feet. I joined a peer group and a committee to fully immerse myself into the motto that if you chair one idea, you get 10 in return. This has proven true over and over again. So first and foremost, I want to thank our board of directors. They spend a lot of time steering this association. And you know, when you jump into these, you know, you take a new role, you take a new opportunity, you do something different, you don't exactly know what you're getting into. And I don't just say this because they're my bosses, but I'm so grateful for the board of directors that CSIA has. You can tell that the organization, the members are passionate about what we do, and they're very concerned about making sure that they have careful stewards. So I want to give a huge thanks to not just Darren, but to Frank, Ray, Greg, Titus, Wright, and Renato, and also to Karen, who just finished up her service as past chair of the board of directors. So I want to thank them. The work we're doing to update our products and services, the work we're doing to reach out and create the special interest group, that wouldn't happen without our committee chairs. And you're going to see the results of some of them even tonight with regard to the awards committee, Becca, our benchmarking committee, Titus, best practices, Tony, certification committee, I'm chairing that, but I want to thank our auditing firms, auditing bodies who have contributed a lot to that committee. Leadership Development Committee, Karen. Digital Transformation Committee, Sam. Emerging Leaders Committee, you all had an amazing reception. Was that just last night? That was just last night. So John, thank you very much to that committee for putting together. Marketing Committee, absolute fantastic workshop. I've had people come up to me, the workshop that was held yesterday. So Georgia and Lindsay, thank you for that. And the Partner Committee, John. I think it's important for you to understand what happens in these committees. So I'm going to briefly kind of touch on some of the high points of the work that they've done since June of last year. And also I do this because I want you to think, hey, that's cool, I should get involved too, because there is a great opportunity for you to meet new people and contribute back to the system integration community by doing so. So the Best Practices Committee is hard at work on the next revision of the Best Practices and Benchmarks Manual. They have finalized updates with reviews underway, and they're recombining the documents. And if you have expertise in the areas of the Best Practices Manual, they want to hear from you. So reach out to me, reach out to Tony. We also want to, on behalf of the committee, I want to thank 5 longtime contributors who have recently stepped down for the committee or in process of stepping down from the committee. Eric Martin, Remco Kappert, Eric Schaefer, Steve Malisco, and Becca Johnson who is here? Who of you is here? Stand up, please. Please. Yay. Thank you for your work. Appreciate it. The benchmarking committee has been very busy. They have 3 products they're overseeing. They split into subcommittees to drive those. So there have been 12 easy stats, which is what, it's kind of CSIA's CEO Conference Index. If you're not participating in that, check it out. It's open to all members. Results are open to all members. They've created and supported the delivery of 4 quarterly pulse surveys. These help you as a member analyze your own financial data. You can actually put your own data in and use it just as a benchmark for yourself for free if you like, or you can subscribe and benchmark yourself against other integration firms. They've updated the format and questions behind the salary and benefits survey, continued work on the platform, there was a webinar earlier this year, so if you're curious about any of the benchmarking tools, there's a webinar out there from January that you can watch. And then they've also created office hours for people that are wondering, how do I use these things? Most important, the expo today. You can stop by their little kiosk and be eligible for one of 2 $100 American Express gift cards. Check them out. The certification committee, it's not sexy work, but things don't run unless you have good policies and procedures. And we've spent a lot of time on this committee making sure that it's very clear this next revision of the rules regarding certification are clear and understandable to all members. So I want to thank those that have contributed so much on that. And they've also supported the launch of Pilot Enterprise CSA certification. You'll hear about that in a few minutes. Awards committee, they launched the call for nominations, held the vote for nominees, crafted the awards, and you'll see all that hard work on Thursday night. I do want to say that if you didn't get the chance to nominate someone or nominate yourself, nominations for 2027 will open soon, later this year. So be sure to consider to do that because, you know, I was able to see some of the nominations and it's really cool how this community supports each other, how you want to uplift each other and acknowledge each other. So if you have someone out there that you know has been doing an amazing job, a company that's been doing an amazing job, we want to hear from you. The marketing committee. So the marketing committee is working to develop what we call special interest group events, ways for marketing professionals and those interested in marketing to come together. They've held 4 events. They had a ton of registrants. They did a cross event with emerging leaders, and they have 2 more coming this year in July and December. And then again, they spent a lot of time and effort, volunteered time to create this, this year's marketing workshop. Flip side, emerging leaders held a cross event with marketing and held also a topic on practical uses of AI. I think this, you know, this week we've got several sessions on AI. It's a hot topic for the association. You're going to be hearing more about it, but in the practical aspect that CSIA is known for. How does this help you build a better business? How can you use things to drive success? And they planned the emerging leader reception last night, so many thanks for that work on that. Did somebody get bingo? I know you were doing bingo cards. Everybody win? Okay, all right, good. I was dealing with like hurricanes at that moment outside. Digital Transformation Committee, they've held 2 SIG events for those interested in the topic, how SIs should position themselves to work with AI providers, and update from SESME that you'll hear later tomorrow as well if you join that session. They've created a panel that you'll be able to join in on navigating the AI era and continue discussion on AI. And then the partner committee. They designed and held the partner committee meeting in September, which allowed partner members to come together, talk with the CSIA board, give an update on the conference, give an update on what would be useful for them to create a strong ecosystem to help support SIs, and received an update on Q3 economic trends. That was our gathering in Chicago earlier this year. And I want to take a moment to thank John Weber. He has been leading the partner committee. When I came on board in this role, I got told by the staff, yes. I got told by the staff, this is a special guy who's going to give a lot to the association, so you better be nice to him. And he's been very nice to me back in return. So I am grateful for the support that he's given to uplift the entire community. Where is John? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We have held a range of activities in Latin America. We had the automation update you heard before in the building bridges, but also there is a Tuesday integrator event that's held virtually that has a number of people that join in. And so if you're in that region or interested in that region and you haven't been able to connect in with that, talk to me, talk to Carolina Casas, who's here as well, and we'll get you connected in with that. And I wanted to give a special shout out to the LATAM volunteers and team. Carolina and Cynthia help make everything happen there. And we have a range of different members who contribute their time to supporting events there. So thank you very much for your efforts there. So I want to give a short update on certification itself. First, to recognize our certified members. There's a lot of fine print up there. So we've got a lot of certified members. Are you a certified member? Please stand up if you are. I want to see it. I know, you're like, we just did the fun run and there's this up and down and what is she doing? Thank you very much. You are leading the way for CSIA members. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that we piloted a program for enterprise certification. The traditional certification validates individual entities, but the auditing firms and CSIA had received feedback that because of scaling by system integrators, expansions across locations, business units, acquisitions, there was a desire to have some visibility at an enterprise level. And so the organization took it on board to put together a program, test this out to make sure that as the certification we're offering is evolving as your businesses are offering. As noted here, increasing variation in processes and execution, potential for varied outcomes across entities. We needed to rethink, as any organization should do, rethink what we're offering and making sure it's of value to you. So we have launched a pilot program for an enterprise audit, which in the blue is a audit format performed a custom audit plan to address the needs of larger multi-location integrators seeking representation across an entire organization, where the standard branch audit won't particularly meet those needs. And this provides, looking at leadership visibility, consistency and scale, and going from are we compliant to are we aligned and scalable. I want to recognize the efforts of Exotech for putting this, the enterprise audit work together, and also eTech Group, which achieved the first enterprise certification. But it is all kind of a community effort. This comes together because CSIA auditors, SIs, are looking at the industry, feeding information back to the organization, and helping to raise the tide for all of us. So congratulations to eTech Group for this. And more important, if you are interested in, or just as important, if you're interested in exploring if this is a good fit for your organization, please reach out to me, because we are looking to continue the pilot and make sure that we can continue to adapt the certification to our members' needs. Maybe I just said that. Finalize the next steps. Finalize the program. Pilot program with additional certifications. We'll publish our certification policy manual with updates. And overall, we will continue to strengthen and intensify CSIA's promotion of certification as a game changer, regardless of the type of certification you undergo, a type of audit you undergo. It is a difference to, we found it's a difference to our member organizations, and we're going to continue to talk about that. Bud Whiteman, we're delighted to say, has joined in as a new auditor from Compliance Systems Evaluations. He was here last year. He couldn't join us this year because of overlapping commitments, but he's been involved with conformity assessment since 1990. He's very involved in ISO and API standardization efforts, and member of advisory bodies. So if you have, if you were with ASR before, you probably have heard from Bud if he's reaching out to you about your audit. So our auditing bodies, I want to acknowledge we have two really impactful and knowledgeable auditing bodies through CSE and Exotech that you can choose from for your auditing needs. And I want to give a special thanks to Gordon Cox. He had been an auditor with CSIA for many years and retired from his gig not that long ago, so I want to thank him for his efforts. Last but not least, I want to give a huge thanks to the CSIA staff team. Everything you have here, everything that you experience year-round is made possible by this group of people. So I want to give a big thanks to them for all of their ongoing efforts. So now I want to look forward to the next term. So as Darren teed up a little bit of like what do we have to look forward for the industry or the strategic initiatives that CSIA has. Our next conference starts on April 28th. Stay till Friday and you will hear where that will be. So our next official term is from May 6th to April 28th. What are we doing in that time? We are focused on membership. As Darren had mentioned, I'm working on securing a new director of membership who will be an additional staff person who can work with the rest of the CSIA team to continue to elevate the journey that you have, create a personalized experience, and make sure that the association is there hearing your needs and adapting as necessary. We're going to have a new time for our member survey, so keep an eye out for that. It came out quite late last year in December, and that's a difficult time for everyone. So we're going to move that to Q3, make sure that we understand what you need from us during that time, and be able to adapt as the year goes on. As Darren mentioned, we're going to have a virtual member feedback meeting in Q4 and get some live feedback from you at that time, give you an update on where we're going. We aim to introduce some nominees for director seats at that time as well. And one of the things I've been working on is making sure that the member engagement experience is understandable and easy to participate. So as we're looking at how you get involved in special interest groups, how you get involved in committees, we're going to make some new calls for participation, new committees, and also streamline that a little bit easier so that you know, how do I do this? How do I get out of it? Who am I going to meet, et cetera? Like, what work am I doing? We'll be improving that. And as Darren mentioned, exploring new membership regions. Speaking of member contributors, I just said something about director seats. I'm just saying that there's a couple open out there if you're wanting to think about that. Also, we are aiming to do a partner meeting. Mark your calendars now. We'll be putting this up soon. Just inked the contract. Thank you to Monica. I know you're out there somewhere for your hard work on locking this down, but we'll be at the Chicago Marriott Schaumburg, which is the O'Hare Airport area, on the 15th and 16th. That is not 2027. 15th and 16th, 2026. I apologize. Partners and SIs are welcome. What this event is an opportunity for partners to gather together. The benefit for SIs is that you've got a key group of partner members that are in all one room that you can network with, some like this, but smaller. The key benefit for partners is that you've got SIs that are going to come in and chat with you. So it's a great networking opportunity. We're already planning out the agenda. We've got some cool things planned with regard to thinking about partner programs and giving some concrete information to you that you can use. Plus, we usually do something fun, one of the nights. We're going to get on the road again. We're going to present at the Ignition Community Conference in September. We're going to be a strategic partner of the Smart Technology Expo in Guadalajara, November 18th through 20th. We have other things in the works, but I don't have ink on paper on them yet. So I am saying that we have other opportunities out there. Really what our focus is getting out, promoting the association, promoting our members, promoting the benefits of hiring qualified SIs, and then hearing from you and continually evolving the association. So I want to take a couple minutes to wrap up by exploring the CSIA 2026 conference. We have a packed agenda for you today. What I will tell you is if there's anything you don't like, I planned it, and if there's anything you do like, our conference committee planned it. So I want to thank them for taking the time and effort to work with me. I came on board and they're like, hey, you've got a conference to plan. And I'm like, so I realized that I wouldn't be able to do this in a vacuum. I can't just say, here's what a system integrator wants to learn. So I pulled in integrators and partner members to say what is going to be, what's going to resonate with the audience, what do they most need to get out of this conference. And I got just incredible information from them that helped us plan a really, really quality program. So after our presentation and this presentation and the 2 panels that we have coming up, we invite you to be part of the group photo. That information will be on your app as to where that will be located. We invite you to meet staff and eat lunch. We invite you to meet new CSIA friends through the Idea Exchange Hour. That's a great dynamic opportunity, jump around a whole bunch of different tables, meet new people over a 3-round session. And then visit the expo later this afternoon and talk with partner members about how they can help you drive revenue and run better businesses, and stop by that benchmarking kiosk for the $100 opportunity for the American Express card. Tomorrow, I am so geeked about the fact that you're hearing from Dan Heath. He's just like, he was transformative to me. I've heard he was transformative to others. So we are going to follow the theme of navigating change for this conference by reset and change what's not working, and hearing from him on his latest work. You've got 15 different educational tracks you can choose from, and then celebrate the best of our industry at the awards dinner tomorrow night. And then Friday, we're going to continue to navigate change. You'll hear from Alex Chosowski again on economic trends, policy insights, and strategic tactics. We are bringing back the hot stove panel. We have 3 panelists, I understand, who will give make their lemonade out of the lemons that they had and give back to the community by talking through the issues that they encountered and the lessons they learned from it. So that's just a cool panel, and to have a community like this that is willing to be vulnerable with each other and say, you know what, I did this, it screwed up, and don't do that yourself, is just, it expresses such the vibe of this community. I think it's amazing. Get a sneak peek for the 2027 conference, and 75 of you heading across the street with me to the Orioles game. As you're listening today, please take the moment to tell us what you think about each event of each session, but also the conference session. That'll go live, I believe, on Friday. You'll get a notification. Please fill it out. It's not a long survey, but we've got a couple questions that will help us make it a better conference for next year. So as we prepare for the rest of our panels, I wanted to stop on this phrase. I know Chris Turry is here because I chatted with him last night. One of the meetings I had was at Academium, and he was talking about the conference, and he's like, oh, the conference is where you learn, network, inspire, and share. It's like, well, that's a tagline. That is exactly it's just golden. So I wanted to share that because I thought that is the absolute spirit of CSIA, that we are here to learn, to network, to inspire, and share. So we hope that you get that throughout the week and get to make the connections you need and learn the content, learn the education content that you need as well. So with that, I would like to close the meeting. I guess officially close the meeting. Do I have to gavel? Okay, all right. And thank all of you for attending, and thank you for all of the contributions that you're going to make this week.